America, what's going on YouTube, what's going on Facebook, Twitter, and all that good stuff. It's Kev from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And I decided to log on a few minutes early. Normally, I'm running behind. Normally, I'm just barely able to make it. Sitting there like, all right, man, coming in right when the bell ring. But this time, I was actually prepared. I was playing around in here. And I said, you know what? Let me log on, catch the people who was here early, and say what's happening. Then I can get my mic checks and all of that stuff done because we got to hit the ground running. See, I got some material I need to get through tonight because we got some serious nonsense, so I don't want to be bogged down when the show start with going through all my preliminaries, which most people already know what they are anyway, unless you're a new viewer. However, if you aren't a new viewer and you are new to the channel, please enjoy yourself. All right, buckle up for the ride. And please subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed. Did y'all see? I was reading your notes, and YouTube done took another stack from me. Another 1,000 subscribers just over the weekend. Yeah, they was like, all right, he's gone. He went down to see his buddies. Let's go ahead and take his subscribers while he's gone. He'll never notice when he gets back. So always check, make sure you're still subscribed. And if you aren't, resubscribe and set your notifications to all and let me know, because I am archiving all of your complaints and notes. I screenshot them and I use them as evidence. So maybe one day, if we ever have a class action suit against YouTube and their discrimination when it comes down to conservative YouTubers, I'll have all my information. I don't want to have to go back through it. Like, all right, I'm pretty sure they did this one time, but I can't like remember. Wait, hold on. It was okay. I know they did it. I don't know where. I want to be able to go straight to it. So I see people checking in from Virginia. What's up? Oh yeah. I see people coming in from all over the place, giving people time to get in. We sitting here at 82, 80. Oh, now we just jumped up to 93. Oh shoot. Yeah, I want to see 93 likes though. Everybody tap that like button. Drop an elbow on it. All right, Iris. All right, I see you. I see you. She's on. She's my YouTube friend. Facebook friend. Yeah, and one day I'm gonna come back over there as soon as I figure out how to drop that to landscape. I still ain't figured that out yet. They just changed that on me. It's probably just for me. They probably like make rules just for conservatives. All right, let's make it real confusing and difficult for conservatives to live stream. That'll discourage them. At some point, they're gonna just give up, but not me. I'm smarter than that. I worked it out. That's right, y'all. So we got about let me see, 4 minutes. So don't forget, I do have a Kevin's Corner store. You can check out this number right here on the screen, 330-974-4607. If you text MAGA to that number, lock you in. And I see people checking in from Florida. Oh, I also want to thank the family that sent me a nice little wonderful blessing in the mail. And I cannot tell them how much I appreciate what they do for me. And, pretty consistent too, and don't have to do it, but you do it. And it is well appreciated. It's good when people say, you know what, I ain't got to do this, but I'm going to do it because this is something that's deep in my heart. And I want to, you never want to force somebody to give. That's why I don't even like when preachers or whomever beg for money. Come on now, hold you up for the offering, until they get what they want. I don't know if you ever experienced that. If you go to certain black churches, you might get caught up with that. All right, now, look, somebody count them, deacon, count the money. Now, we need $10,000. Count the money, and everybody's sitting there hostage, feeling bad. Talking about can we say amen? We've been standing now for like 20 minutes and stuff. Then, I don't like that. I don't like them shaming you and all that stuff. The people should give from their heart. They shouldn't be bullied into giving. Trump has an ad out that is beautiful, where he talks about the ground roots. It pops up on my YouTube channel all the time. And he's like, look, if you could chip in 5, 10, 20, whatever you can give. However, if you don't have it, I know because of this raggedy behind economy and president that we have, if you don't have it, don't worry about it. Take care of your family first. And if you have anything left, then give it over, whatever. And I appreciate that. It makes you feel like you're giving from a sincere heart, not guilt or being bullied. So I want to thank the family that, sent me something, and all of those who give of their time. Your time is money as well. You could be doing anything right now, but you're choosing to watch Kev from Kevin's Corner, which the show won't go on without that. See, so I need that, especially when YouTube is trying to suppress those views. They don't want K to be great. They don't want people to see that folks are interested in what I'm saying. So they make sure that they do everything to suppress that. Now, somebody just asked about Gizmo. He's going and getting his hair cut tomorrow, y'all. He gonna come back fancy. I might give him a Jerry curl. I don't know. I was thinking about giving him a box. I don't know what I'm gonna give him. Might box it up. Who knows? Might fade him up on the sides. Who knows? But he's gonna be back in modeling shape tomorrow, so y'all can see him at his best. All right. What's up, Dallas? Now, with that being said, since y'all can't hear me, let's go ahead and get loose so we can get busy. Oh yeah. Iowa in the house. Real gold gorilla. Real gold gorilla. Real gold gorilla. There's some kings in the building. Gorillas in here. Gorilla in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Yes, man. Now, please, like I mentioned earlier, I do have merch in Kevin's Corner store. Check it out. I do have a link that if you want to support the channel, my monthly fundraiser, it might be expired. I haven't even checked it. But if it's still active, and you want to give to the channel, support it that way, you can do that. Make sure you subscribe to all of my other links and channels and social media platforms and stuff like that. And then finally, just share the videos, all that good stuff. So we can stay in business here, okay? Now, guys, let's start off tonight with Creepy Sleepy because it lays the groundwork for the whole live stream tonight, It's going to really show us why the left is where they're at when it comes down to the desperation to stop Trump. Did y'all hear? LaQuisha slash, dang on Big Cankles up there in New York don't want to take Trump's bond. I mean, what? His money ain't good up there? Yeah, they don't want that bond because that wasn't the intent in the first place. So now here she is talking about, oh, well, now the money's not, I don't know about this company. I'm still going to go ahead and take its stuff. See, they're trying to push us over the edge. And I'm thinking, don't push me because I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. Ha 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 ha. It's like a jungle sometimes and make me wonder how I keep from going under. So they're trying to push us over the edge. We get the victory with lowering the bond. He comes up with the cheese and she says, please, I don't want that money. See, that's the type of stuff to make you go, see, now I know your intent. Your intent is not justice. Yeah, you have a seedy motive. And they keep doing this mess, man. Why would they be going through all of this? Well, because of what you're about to see. You don't want to put your champion out there like this. Yeah. If this was my champion.
Our bipartisan infrastructure law makes the biggest investment ever, $1.75 billion to make transit and rail stations more accessible.
Okay.
We're modernizing airports. We're modernizing airports.
Collectively.
I sense the mumbles. The mumbles is coming on Mumble McKenzie. Now, when he gets tongue-tied on a certain syllable, it's over. Yeah, so let's see if he pulls up out of this dip, this dive, when it comes down to trying to get that word right.
We can deliver a transformational boost to World Bank lending.
Okay.
And because the multilateral development banks are among the best.
Now, I don't even know what that was. Because of the banks, because of it. Slow it down and enunciate your words, Joe. Nobody can understand that. Now, do you think they're going to slide this dude out there to debate Trump? Absolutely not. He will get the floor mopped with him. And I'm pretty sure they are planning a alternative strategy to that. They're going to be like, well, you know what? Trump didn't debate. He didn't debate, so why does Joe have to? Or it's going to be, you know what? Joe, he's above him. He's not going to dignify Trump by coming down and giving him a platform to spew out all of his hate and white nationalism and racism. They're going to come up with some kind of garbage excuse of why they're not debating. So, yeah, let's continue Somebody said, let's celebrate the 10th super chat. 10 years? What? Wait a minute. You mean tell me I celebrate the 10th super on live stream? And talking about me? I was going to say, have I been doing this for 10 years? Wow. I might have. I don't know. Watching the days go by. All right, now, let's finish hearing this guy right here. Their champion. See, because this right here sets the tone of why they got to do all the stuff they got to do.
Tools we have for modern up mobilizing.
Oh, well, there it is. That's number 2. Yeah, swing and a miss.
Modern up mobilizing.
Because of you all, I was able to sign a once-in-a-generation infrastructure law with equity at the center of it. We're going to modernize America's road.
Oh, strike 3. Word, mobilize. Now, that man can't get it right. And he does this with many, many words. Yeah, many, many words. That's why I show this stuff all the time. Just in case a would-be liberal happen to be surfing through the internets and come across my channel, like, well, let's see what this black guy's talking about. I'm sure he's talking about oppression and the impact of slavery had on his life. And click on here and see this. I want them to see what they voted for.
Roads.
We're going to modernize America's roads.
If we do this, the economic gains will far outweigh the cost, and that's not hyperbole. That's the truth. Okay. This is in addition to the historic investments we're making to modernize our infrastructure.
Mumbles McKenzie, baby. He hit us with a little Porky the Pig right there, didn't he? So, yeah, modernize. So maybe
this is in addition to the historic investments we're making to modernize our infrastructure.
So there we go. That's what strike 4. He should be out already. I'm pretty sure. But hey, who knows? He might pull something together here.
And guess what? Bidenomics is working.
Is that true? So now, when he's trying to talk, he's screwing that up because he can't enunciate his words. He's jacking stuff up. But when he does enunciate his words, they're lies. They're lies. So now here he is. Now, how are they going to stick this man up against Trump if they're trying to be honest and intellectually sound? As they're sitting here swearing up and down, things are better now under this guy. And now here he is, once again, trying to gaslight us and say everything's great under Bidenomics. Everything's great. But yet the people don't feel like everything is great. So now they got to cheat. See, they can't rely on the people and their own common sense and their lived experiences. They can't rely on that because your lived experiences will override this lie. And the clip I'm about to show y'all will too.
Folks, Bidenomics is just another way of saying the American dream. Things are finally beginning to sink in. We passed a lot of really good legislation. We knew it was going to take time for it to begin to take hold, but it's taken hold now and turning the economy around. The economy growing at a solid clip. Put simply, I would argue the Biden economic plan is working.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I feel like Kool-Aid. Oh, yeah. So here he is talking about Bidenomics is working and all of that stuff. Now, I had a bad feeling about this soon as he was installed. Yeah, I saw this all coming. They didn't pull this fast. I'm not shocked over this stuff. Soon as they installed this guy, I was like, well, there goes all our progress. There goes the economy. There goes all our civil liberties. Yeah, all of that mess. As he gets up there on his inauguration talking about, I'm here to unite the country. And I want to show him I'm being president for all Americans. Not just lying straight through his teeth. Got in, straight dividing immediately. All of that. So now, just for those who might have thought some positive change was going to come. Uh-oh, I think we might have a little thunder on the way over here. Bring it. Now, anyway, just in case some people might have thought there was some good days coming under Biden, we better show them how things are going for real.
After more than 4 decades, all 371 locations of 99-cents only stores are closing.
What? You got to be kidding me. That's where a lot of folks shop, man. The brothers, the jungle. So now they're closing how many stores? That's 300 something, man. Oh, wait, what the heck could be contributing to that?
More than 4 decades, all 371 locations.
All of them. Over 4 decades. So you got 300. Can you imagine being the person who started this chain And you built it up to where you got that many stores all over the place. And all of a sudden, a new president gets in and it is all goes belly up. You know how many businesses went belly? My best friend's business went belly up soon as Biden got in and the Democrats decided we're going to go ahead and shut down the economy for like 2 years.
Locations of 99 cents only stores are closing.
Oh my God.
Some customers found out about it on the news, but most employees say they never saw it coming.
Yeah. And I'm upset too because my Dillard's that I buy all my stuff from, because we got us what is that, outlet? I mean, oh my God, y'all, I'm telling you, y'all got to come check it out. Yeah, before it go. In July, they're shutting that down. I mean, huge store with all of these discounted items. I go in there and have a ball, man. I might have a problem. I might need some counseling or intervention, you know. And more I try to fight it, it be calling me. Y'all be calling me. I feel like Pookie off of New Jack City. It be calling me, man. It be calling me. Yeah, and then I went in there the other day, and they hit me with the, yeah, that store is closing. I'm, what? But there's a whole bunch of people in here. I don't understand. Now, maybe they closing for other reasons, but I doubt it.
I'm definitely gonna miss the people, miss the coworkers, and the prices. You know, where are we gonna go now? Where are we gonna go?
The company officially announced plans to close down, citing financial difficulties stemming from the pandemic.
Oh, there it is. Financial difficulty. So you see how that all works? Yeah, it's called a ripple effect. That's what that's called. Throw the pebble in the middle of the pond, and eventually it will ripple. So now, it's like a traffic jam. The other day during the so-called eclipse that I missed, and I was going away from the eclipse, and everybody from Pennsylvania was coming to Ohio to get to Cleveland to see it. And I'm riding for about 20 miles, seeing nothing but a fat traffic jam. And the people that was coming into that traffic jam had no idea they was coming. After I cleared the traffic, now it feels good to be on the other side. See, I'm just like, wow, that's a shit. Look at that. That's wow. Those people are going to be there for a while. And I finally cleared the traffic jam, and I see all these cars just riding. They all happy. Yeah, I was waiting for their emotions to change from happy to sad. We're going to see the eclipse. We're going to. Okay. Well, I'm sure it's going to clear pretty soon, honey. They had to watch that eclipse from the freeway. So if you stop the flow, it takes a while to build back up again. How are you going to sustain yourself when things stop immediately for a long time? Trump wanted to shut it down for 2 weeks only because Funky Fauci at the time was like, yeah, let's do it. And Trump didn't want to come across as insensitive, putting pressure on him. But he immediately was like, whoa. We can't keep the economy closed. We can't shut down schools. And all of the Democrats. Now, Trump's going to kill people. He's trying to open up the economy and this and that and that. So when they got in power, what did they do? Kept a foot on the gas when it comes down to keeping the economy closed. And look at the ripple effect. A stable company like this, now it finally caught up to them.
Changing consumer demand and rising inflation.
Huh.
Shoppers were devastated.
Yeah.
Prices are cheaper than the other stores, so what are you gonna do?
Yeah, what are you going to do?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's Bidenomics.
It sure is. And you think that weasel right there cares? You think he cares about, no, see, these are just regular peasants to Biden. He didn't care. I mean, it's the same guy who, was forcing folks to get the shot, locking folks in their crib, keeping their kids at the house. He didn't care nothing about that. Not one bit. So, yeah, let's see how maybe they can pull it together.
They also say crime is rampant. We witnessed
So wait a minute. Economy's bad. Crime is rampant. And yet they keep telling us crime is down. Economy is better. We got too many jobs, too many.
multiple people grabbing items and walking out. Security tells us it can happen up to 20 times a day.
And I wonder why. So now you're fighting the effects of the economy being shut down for nothing and Democrat policies when it comes down to crime. Yeah, it's a free fall in these SO ran cities and states.
Simple thing as this, right here you get for $3, you go out is on $11. And it's just life's getting harder and harder. I think it's really sad what's happening.
Yeah, it is. Because I just came from Walmart what did I get? I think I bought some orange juice, $7 almost. I said, what kind of orange juice is this? This stuff got jungle juice in it. Got some magic. Got some magic. I want to know because see, orange juice shouldn't cost $7.
Nothing is actually even 99 cents anymore.
Right.
Like even the cards that used to be 50 cents or $1, even these are $2 now.
That's by
The
now.
company isn't alone. Nearly 1,000 Family Dollars plan to close nationwide.
No, look at that. So this mess done impacted family to the dollar too. But Joe keeps getting on TV telling us everything's great. So now, how can you overcome all of these obstacles when people are going in to their stores, after hearing Joe say everything's great, Bidenomics is working, people just realizing it. No, we're just realizing that Dollar Tree is closing, Family Dollar's closing, all of these joints are closing. That's what they're realizing, Joe, along with a whole bunch of illegal immigrants in their neighborhoods and a lot of crime. See, and that's why they're having a hard time trying to beat Trump this time. What you gonna run on this? You think Joe's gonna get up there on the debate stage and give an account for all of this crap? No, absolutely not. And we're gonna also see why he can't get up on that debate stage in a minute.
Every place that you can get cheap things at, they're making it inaccessible.
I asked the lady what's going on, and she said that they're
Bidenomics?
closing, but she didn't say when, just that they were closing all the stores.
Bidenomics.
And I was like, no way, because this store is like a staple in my house.
Not anymore.
Hush up, girl. Yeah. Now, I don't want to see you peasants out here. Now, look at all these people. These are all minorities. I'm looking at them mostly. They're all minorities. And I thought the Democrats care about, the minority community as they desecrate their areas.
If you go to the regular stores, $100 is nothing anymore. You come with 2 pieces of chicken and some tortillas and all that stuff, and it's $100.
We have to do something from a government
Now,
standpoint.
you shut your mouth. You're just a white man. See, you're just a white man. You know white men ain't got no place in this country anymore, according to the Democrats. Now, wait a minute. Unless you're a nice, pure, undeniable liberal, soy white man. But I don't see no purple in his hair. And let's see. I think he might just be a white man. He might just be a white man.
Standpoint to tackle inflation.
Yep, that's what they doing, y'all. There you go. U.S. government, climate change, the cartel. That's why inflation's up. Hey, there you go. Giving money to everything and everybody except the things that would help our economy. But yeah, that's
Another employee was tearful as she told me she's being forced to leave a job that she's had for 30 years. She says that she's relying on her faith to get her through this stressful time. Like the others, she says she doesn't know where she'll end up.
Sad. It's very sad. I don't understand why they're doing this. It's too bad the economy.
Hopefully, you didn't vote for that creep. Because, see, that's where you got to go ahead and get your solution. I don't know why they're doing that. I don't know why this is happening. If you voted for Biden, go right back to your decision. There you go. Yeah. If you in a SO-ran Democrat city and it's a whole bunch of illegal immigrants taking over your area, I don't want you talking about where are they coming from? This is crazy. Why is this happening? What is going on here? Go right back to the moment where you were like, that white nationalist Trump, we'll show him Biden. That's where it all starts. Right there. Let's continue, though.
Everything's falling apart.
Trump isn't behind. He's ahead of
Oh, snap. So now they got to overcome this. We got evidence from the people. The stores are closing. There's crime. They lying about the crime. All of that. And now you got a black man on CNN. I'm sure he's going to come out and say Trump's a white nationalist and a xenophobe and he's pushing racism and stuff like that. But instead he says what?
No poll. He's ahead in most battleground states. And if the election were held today, despite 91 indictments, 4 federal trials, he's still ahead.
And I wonder why. I mean, you dump all of that on that man and he's still ahead. Well, we just watched the current installed puppet that can't talk. And when he does talk, he's gaslighting folks. And then the results of his presidency right there. Yeah. And they wonder why Trump is still ahead. So now you think they're going to sit back and leave it up to the people? Yeah. So let's continue because I'm sure these CNN puppets on this, this platform right here wants to choke the black guy right here. They don't like hearing news like that.
That says a lot. And the fact is that President Biden is hemorrhaging support among African Americans.
What? The brothers, the jungle. So African Americans, who else? Tell me, brother.
among young voters, among other voters of color. They're not excited about him. And then when you throw in the slew of independent candidates, RFK, Cornel West, Jill Stein, it doesn't look great for the president in terms of his path of winning the election.
So, what do we have to do to stop Trump? No time for subtleties. No time for discretion. No time to put up a facade about, we're upstanding, legitimate news network. No time to even pretend. It's time to go full pedal to the metal when it comes down to the craziness. Full pedal to, let's see what kind of crazy mess we can pull off. Right now, we're throwing everything on the wall because this man is still pulling away after all of this crap we attacked him with. So, guys, this is why they got to do some. No. See, we just saw Joe Biden, and he can't talk right. He can't talk right. And there's a reason why he can't talk right. See, because most puppets can't talk on their own. See, most puppets, in fact, there's no puppet that can talk on its own. Every puppet needs a puppet master. So we got to go ahead and find out if Biden ain't talking, who's talking through him?
Breaking news into the Fanfare news feed.
I said this before. I
know that voice.
People would ask me, knowing what you know now, do you wish like you had a third term? And I used to say, you know what? If I could make an arrangement where I had a stand-in, a front man, or
there he is. There's that front man. No wonder out of nowhere. Y'all remember? What the heck? Y'all remember during the Democrat campaigns where all of them were running against each other and Joe Biden was losing to everybody? They were all mocking him. The media was cracking on him. The media was showing all kind of clips of him sniffing everybody and sniffing kids. Yeah, he was the laughing joke. That's when he got up to talking about, I like kids rubbing up and down my legs, all of that. And then out of nowhere, he just is catapulted straight to the front. Just like that. They even made Petite Pete go somewhere and sit down so he can go ahead and take the lead. Why would they do that? Probably because somebody was going, now listen, if we're going to have a puppet, there's no better puppet than Joe. I've been watching him the whole time on the campaign trail, and he makes no sense. The man can't talk. He flubs up everything. So I'm going to use him as my mouthpiece. And that is when he all of a sudden got catapulted to the top. And I'm going, where did he come from? He was the last person that I would have thought. And Kamala, you got two puppets. He got a 2-for-1 deal. Two puppets. You had two of the worst candidates in the Democrat primary. What's that? The primary? That wasn't the primary. I forget what you call them before the primary. But you had two of the worst. And somehow those two ended up being president and vice president. So yeah, how can you have this puppet come out and debate when he don't have someone speaking through him when he comes out on that stage? See, remember guys, the puppet only comes out on stage when the puppet master is with them. And in this case, everything Biden has been coming out saying and talking about in all these little interviews on these networks, there's still a puppet master on that stage. That's why we see him with the notes. That's why we see him with the cue cards. That's why you see people walking him around, telling him where to go. The puppets are still with him. All right. And if you send him out there to debate, there's no puppet master.
A woman and they had an earpiece in, and I was just in my basement in my sweats looking through the stuff, and then I could sort of deliver the lines, but somebody else was doing all the talking and ceremony. I'd be fine with that.
I bet you would. So here's the real puppet master. Look at Joe. Look at Joe. Yeah, wind him up. Crank him up. There you go. Get out there, Joe. Listen, I need you to push transgenderism and stuff like that I know you really don't care about. But, yeah, you think Joe cares about any of this stuff? But the puppet master does. Look at him. Got him all dressed up with his little tutu on.
And here's the saddest thing.
Uh-oh. Now, if y'all don't believe me about the puppet and the puppet master, y'all, They done duped a whole heap of people, and somebody is coming out blowing the whistle about the puppet.
His voice just trailed off. He said, I was good, and then he went silent, and he goes,
Anyway.
No, you're laughing. I thought it was so sad because I realized that's why he was in his basement during the...
And we knew it too. We knew that too. Remember, this interview that she did with Biden was like right when he was installed. See, so she did the interview with him, and then it hit her. But we all knew it before, you know. I didn't need an interview. I didn't need an interview to be able to say that guy is blew out mentity. Blew out mentity. I knew it. I saw him even in the basement. What we need to do is put things in place where there are shortages of. That's when he was down there ripping off statements like that. And I'm going, that's why he's in the basement. It's not because of COVID. You think it was because he was trying to be safe and adhere to the CDC? They built that whole thing around keeping his butt in that basement. Keeping him in the basement. So she realized, got the rude awakening, thinking she coming in and do a regular interview. Like, yeah, I'm going to go in. I got some serious questions I'm going to ask. What? The puppet master said I can't do that? I got to become a part of the play? Listen to this.
A whole election cycle. Right. Because even then, he couldn't finish his sentences. He struggled. And so forget about politics. I don't care. I didn't vote for him. However, that made me sad.
Beer brewed. Didn't make me sad. Yeah, because he has been a puppet even before he became a true puppet. Yeah, that dude ain't never done nothing right in politics. He's garbage. So just the fact that he's right there, standing up at that podium, lets me know that, man, he's puppeted out. He was like, please make me president, because I can't do it on my own. Are you sure you want to be president? I'm going to have to stick my hand up your butt and do this with your mouth, Joey. Okay, I'm ready for it. Do it there, Barack. You're my best friend, aren't you? No, not at all. That's okay. Do it anyway. So now here he is. How is this man going to debate Trump?
Brewed here, it is used to make the brew beer. It is refined. Oh, Earth Rider, thanks for the Great Lakes. I wonder why it's that.
Now that was a word salad for you, y'all. That was one of my favorites. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Watch this. See, now the puppet master started off with him on the show right here. But what happens when he goes off script? Look at this, y'all.
No question. So there's a lot of major things we've done. But what we haven't done is we haven't been able to communicate it in a way that is, let me say another way.
Well, see, that's kind of perfect. Yeah,
help him, Jimmy.
Been able to communicate it.
Look how the
help him, Jimmy. Mm-hmm. Jimmy's playing the role of the puppet master. See, all of that was scripted. You think they would send him out there on that late night show with Jimmy Kimmel without some puppet master? Yeah, they rehearsed that mess, and Joe was like, oh, shoot, I forgot what we went over. So watch Jimmy. He's playing the role now of, like, Jill and all of them. That's what he's doing. Watch what he does.
Look how the press has
changed. It has changed. Oh, listen, I get it.
I know you overstand it. Yeah. You don't just understand it, you overstand it. But here's the deal. One of the things is that it's very difficult now
help him, Jimmy,
to have a, even with notable exceptions, even the really good reporters, they have to get the number of clicks on nightly news. Mm-hmm. So instead of asking a question,
get out of there.
Anyway, it just everything gets sensationalized in ways that. But I'm convinced we can get through this. We have to get through it. And one of the things, look,
I'm going to take a break, and then we'll talk a little bit more. If you don't mind, I'm sorry. We have some of those commercials. We have some biracial commercials we need.
Those puppet masters was in their ear. All right, Jimmy, it's going to Ray. It's going to Ray. He's off script. He's off script. Yeah, he does it all the time. Well, darn it, do something. Go to commercial. We'll write the commercial. Yeah, and they want that man to be the president again. Somebody said Kevin's phone rang. Normally I catch it. That's, but I've been using my backup phone to do the show. So I got caught slipping right there. Don't judge me. Judge me. But wait, Jesse. Surely he doesn't go off of a script all the time, does he?
When former ESPN reporter Sage Steele interviewed Biden, she says she was literally handed the script.
Thank you for being here as we get set for a wonderful day in sports. Opening day for America's national pastimes. This is about...
Wow. No, wait. So you telling me all of those interviews we see Joe on when he's doing one with CNN, 60 Minutes, MSNBC, where, they bring him on. It's good to be here with you, Mr. President. I want to start off asking a question about what took place during your State of the Union speech when Marjorie Taylor Greene came up to you. And I'm sitting here watching that staged interview, and I'm saying they put this together so Joe could come out and clean up that truth statement about illegal immigrants that killed that woman. Lake and Riley. You don't want to leave that lingering in the heads of the public or the Republicans, because the Republicans about time he admits it. He called them what they are, illegal immigrants. So that was immediately scheduled. They were like, get him out there who is willing to prostitute themselves. All right, here's the script. You two, go over it. And he threw that beautiful, perfectly, scripted statement out there for Joe to clean it up. Yeah, so none of these are real.
2 months after he took office. So structured, and I was told, you will say every word that we write out. You will not deviate from the script, and to the word. Like every single question was scripted, gone over dozens of times by many executives.
Many executives. Wow. That's why they have to come out and try to stop Trump in other ways. Because how you going to stick that man? Now, remember, this was like 2 months after he was installed. And he was that messed up then. Many executives. So, yeah. Now we're supposed to believe that he's now free of script. He can go ahead and go off the cuff.
Editors and executives.
Biden got the questions ahead of time. Almost the entire interview was about sports. 2 minutes of the interview was Biden telling a story about Jill putting a Flyers jersey on their dog. It was all scripted ahead of time. It wasn't a real interview. ESPN executives in the White House were in on it. And if you deviated from the script, you're fired. None of this is real. That's why Biden's done more interviews with a weatherman than with the New York Times.
Just like his presidency isn't real. We know that. We all know that. And one day it'll come out and be very clear, I believe, especially if we win. If we lose, they'll bury it and, they'll rewrite history. But I hope that we'll win and we'll be able to prove what we all know. Everything we've been saying this whole time has been proven to be true. But when it comes down to this right here, they're still trying to hang on to that. Was it a free and fair election? Come on, admit it. Did Biden really win? Are you guys election deniers and all of that stuff? But we know that's also fake, like the 81 million votes and all of that stuff. So let's go ahead and see how scripted all of his little speeches and conversations are.
And as far as your memories of this house, I don't know what the future holds, but what are your favorite memories about this place?
Our kids jumping in bed with us, our grandkids.
Kids jumping on my lap, and I like kids jumping on my lap, and I got blonde hair. Oh wait, which kids you talking about? Yeah, because, I kind of messed with both of them, my one daughter I was all in the shower with when she was like 12 and stuff. You're talking about the ones at the pool or the ones in the shower? That's what he should be asking.
When they're down here, just sneaking up and jumping in bed with us. That's my favorite memory. They love it. They love wandering through the halls. There's 2 floors upstairs, a lot of bedrooms, private residence. And they just love coming down.
Our kids jumping in bed with us? Biden's youngest kid's 42. His
Hunter, grown Hunter, hey daddy, jumps in the bed with Joe. That's what I want to know. Hunter, you smoking crack next to me? Jill, no. It sounds like you're, no, I'm not. Go back to bed, Dad. Yeah, so Hunter was jumping in the bed with him?
Grandkids? Well, Biden's grandkids are 30, 23, 19, and 18. And Hunter's got 2 4-year-olds, and only one of them's ever been to the White House. Joe Biden needs Al Roker's questions ahead of time.
Yeah, because see, if I would have been asking that question, I'd be like, wait a minute, what you talking about, man? I mean, how's that even possible? How long you been in this house, right? And you're sitting back coming up with fake memories like almost everything you get up there and say when you're giving a speech. And that's why we keep hearing the same lies over and over again, because the man doesn't have anything original. Nothing true about Joe. He'll get up there and say the same thing regardless of how many times he lies about it. The Civil Rights Act, I was fighting for civil rights. All of that. Black church, Irish church. All of these things, we keep hearing it, because he can't make up any new stuff. I mean, he used to probably be good at the pandering and the, freestyling, but his brain is stuck on stupid right now. So he's just recycling what he knows. And the rest he's reading off of a teleprompter.
Here's your campaign. Deny the polls, ignore the voters, and stick to the script.
There you go. Deny the polls. Like Jill, Joe's husband did. He's not losing. He's barely losing. He's gaining and stuff. Yeah. And don't listen to the voters. Voters are crying out for change and they're just ignoring it. So guys, that is why they need to do what we're about to see right now. How are you going to leave that man out there to his own devices to go ahead and go to war with Trump? So now they got to do drastic stuff like what we're about to see, which is unreal.
Wonder what Trump will actually do if he gets back into office? You don't have to speculate because he calls his plan Agenda 47.
Now look at this paid TikToker. Already know she's paid because she's about to go down the same script as the other paid TikTokers. When they are getting on here trying to go down Agenda 47 and swear up and down, it's the worst thing ever. And it's quick, it's fluent, it's straight down the point with the talking points, and it's similar to all the other ones who run down the same script. But here's the crazy part about it. To the untrained mind, to the liberal ear and mind, this stuff is a concern. But to the trained and learned mind, this right here is wonderful. You ain't changing our minds when you sit back and say stuff like this.
And spoiler alert, it's scary as shit.
Scary?
Here's some of the worst ideas we're in store for if he wins in November. 1, attacking immigration. Trump's anti-immigration policies will be even worse the second time around. He's promised to end birthright citizenship, enlist an army to round up and deport millions of undocumented immigrants, and deploy thousands of U.S. troops to the southern border.
I don't see what the problem is. Young whipper. Yeah, you think this young girl right here is really into politics like this? You think she got on Trump's page? Let me read about the Agenda 42. Huh? Yeah, she's probably hooked up with a talent agency like all the rest of those young TikTokers that's out here saying the same stuff. But yet, it's music to my ears. Go ahead, keep singing to me, girl. Keep singing to me. So let me get this straight. Immigrants are gonna be sent back home. I like that. Continue.
2, criminalizing LGBTQIA plus Americans. Trump says he'll ban gender-affirming care for trans kids and prevent through their transition. He wants to...
So now you're lying too. You're sliding in some lies mixed in, talking about, the going after the LGBT. Nobody cares about these people. Just stay away from the kids. And she slid that in secondly, but she tried to make the narrative seem like it's just Trump going after the LGBT community and all that stuff. No, he, and just like anybody else as an adult or a politician with integrity, is protecting the kids from sickos.
To forbid schools from even teaching anything about sex and gender that diverges from the far right's idea of...
We ain't gonna teach the kids about nasty stuff. All right, continue. Sing to me, girl.
The nuclear family. 3, overhauling education. Agenda 47 includes huge changes to the education system. He wants to give huge benefits for homeschooling to indoctrinate kids with Christian nationalism, incentivize teachers to carry guns in their classrooms.
We're gonna protect the kids with teachers with guns. I'm liking this. And then we're gonna give them educational freedom to not have to be indoctrinated in the school system. Wow, that they should have picked a different spokesperson because she's making this stuff sound great. I'm thinking she'd go ahead and give me an advertisement for like an amusement park or something. I'm like, I can't wait to go there. Well, that sounds fun. Let's continue because she thinks she's dropping it. Like, yeah, this is scary for everybody.
Further crack down on affirmative action and destroy crucial DEI departments at colleges and universities. 4, restoring racist crime policies. Criminal legal system reform will be off the table if Trump becomes...
Racist crime policies, like what? See, they don't want to get into that. Like what? I mean, see, and to the bubblehead, they just fill in the blanks. The racist the crime policies. I mean, the white cops just going to be riding around in their cars again once a. This is on an open mic, right? That's on an open channel. Okay, everyone, we all know that Donald Trump's back in, so now we have a license to ill. All right, it's going to be racism for everyone. Okay, if you see a black or a Latino out there, immediately just stop and start beating them with your billy clubs. Over and out. All right, copy. Okay. There you go. Racist policies. Like what? So now here she is just slinging that out there. But considering all of the crime that's going on,
President. He promised to bring back racist policies like stop and frisk and
like stop and frisk. Did what?
other ineffective and discriminatory tough on crime tactics.
Like what? I mean, because stop and frisk changed New York around. I'm just saying. Rudy Giuliani. But now look at it. Now look at it. It's stop and let go. It's catch and release. Now, see, that's how all of those folks up there are getting away with all of this stuff. Because instead of stopping and frisking, and when you find something, you lock them up, they don't even do that. All right, that we're not even allowed to frisk you. But you sure you ain't got nothing on you, right? Okay, good. All right, we're going to lock you up for 3 seconds, and then we're going to let you go. Okay, we're going to count to 10 and just run. We're going to close our eyes. So now they're out there playing hide and go seek with the criminals. Yeah, this ain't a game. We need tougher, like reaction to all of this crime right here. The police hands have been tied, and she's talking about they're going to bring back racism and all that stuff. Just filling in the blanks, trying to make you think like it's 1920 or something, where the cops just drag them out the car and start beating them for no reason.
That have failed in the past. He also wants to increase protections for power-abusing police while rolling back hard-fought-for reforms and institute the death penalty for lower-level crimes like drug dealing.
Stop lying. Lower-level crimes like drug dealing. He's talking about, first of all, she's up here lying about, what did she say right before that? A little Pop-Tart, thought she could slide that in.
For reforms and institute the...
thoughtful reforms. Yeah, get Black Lives Matter out of there. I'm surprised she even showed them in the clip. I thought they were irrelevant right now. I thought they were too hot to touch. But if you're talking about all of these radical reformists that's been burning down cities and tearing up stuff and looting and all that stuff, stealing money from all their donors, buying mansions, good. There you go. And secondly, what did you say?
Death penalty for lower-level crimes.
Lower-level crime. And drugs. So now here I am. I got a little dime bag of weed on me, y'all. I break out my roach clip and my tops. Roll it up. And, hey, boy. Wait, put it out. What's that you got in your hands? I thought it was a cigarette. I roll my own cigarettes. Nah, boy, that's that wacky weed. And take you down there and string you up for a joint. Or could he be talking about the full-blown cartel that brings in fentanyl into our country at such a high level that it could wipe out the whole country with overdoses? Could he be talking about those guys who is really responsible for mass murder through their drugs? Yeah, they might think twice before they come across the border with a whole bunch of drugs in their back sack. Or even any American who's willing to put all other Americans' lives in danger by being a fool and used by them. If the money is that good to you and it's worth it, then hey, more power to you. But if you know that, man, I ain't gonna get no slap on the wrist, I ain't gonna get no 20 years. Yeah, with this amount of cocaine or fentanyl I'm bringing, I might end up, lethal injection. You'll think twice. Let's continue, though, with her advertisement for Trump.
Like drug dealing. 5, weaponizing the government. The scariest part might be Trump's threat to more or less dismantle the federal government. If he gets...
Oh, God. There you go. TDS, but she don't really have it. She's a paid actress. So now all of a sudden Trump's going to dismantle the government. Good, because it's been abusive. I'm loving this. Yeah, get rid of the FBI, CIA, NSA. Get rid of all of them. Scrap it. IRS. Now all of a sudden liberals just love government.
Back in office, he's going to purge anyone who could possibly stand up to him and replace them with MAGA loyalists like Stephen Miller. He's going to...
That man's a national treasure. Don't you be talking about Stephen Miller. And here you are talking about some loyalists and all that other stuff. So you mean to tell me Biden don't have loyalists working for him? Or in other words, he's working for them, actually. He don't know who's working for him. What? I got people working under me. I had no idea. So anyway, here she is talking about lawyers. Now what she's really talking about is justice on this corrupt, abusive government that has been co-opted by the Democrats, the deep state, and globalists. Good. Continue.
Prosecute his political enemies using traditionally independent orgs like the DOJ as his own personal weapon and
Like
give
it's being
himself
done already?
unprecedented power over agencies like the FCC and FTC. These are just the things he wants you to know about. Trump has plenty of regular crazy stuff in Agenda
Like what?
47 too, like how he wants to found new freedom cities across the country and somehow give Americans access to flying cars. The whole thing is weird as hell, like everything Trump does, but there's nothing funny about Agenda 47 or the possibility that he might be president again.
That's great. I don't know about you, but I want me a flying car too. They mocked him when he was talking about Space Force, didn't they? And look at that. So they got to go ahead and pay actresses and actors and all that stuff to come up. They don't pay me. See, because we believe in what we're doing. See, I don't need the RNC to pay me to come out here and talk about things that's deep down in my heart. So here that little Pop-Tart came out there spewing out what I hear comes out of all of them. But guys, they ain't enough. See, the little TikTok influencers, they're not professionals like these people. Watch this.
Really a question about who we are as Americans. We are a nation of immigrants, but what Donald Trump is trying to do in the name of his own political expediency is to normalize bigotry.
There it is. That's his goal. Now, look where we've become, where the whole strategy, when it comes down to, trying to undermine your political opponent, is to accuse them of some of the craziest, worst things you can. And it's so bad that you got to stop and say, wait a minute. Are you really trying to say that's his goal? He wants bigotry to come back? I mean, what would be his motive for this? What would be his motive for this? Does he just love bigotry? I mean, I don't get it. If anything, when he was president, he would have legislated bigotry again. Hey, it would have been like high up on his campaign, list. Oh, I brought back bigotry. I brought back jobs. I brought back businesses. I brought back and bigotry. Now, that guy just comes out there and says that on TV.
Yeah, to make it okay to hold those bigoted views and to try to motivate people to act on the worst instincts that they all carry inside them.
You mean like crazy behind Antifa and Black Lives Matter? And all these liberals just running around screaming up at the sky and all of that and attacking people and throwing stuff on them and snatching off Trump hats and all of that? Stuff like that, because I don't see that coming out of the right. No. And don't be referencing no dang J6, because we already know what that was about. But here's this guy out there saying that's what Trump's strategy is, to ignite hate, anger, bigotry. But yet when people go to Trump rallies and they actually engage with conservatives, they're going, wow, they're more tolerant than the liberals. So here this guy is, because they are up against the wall and they're like, right about now, go back to the original, the roots, fear, so fear and a whole bunch of demonization, and throw out the most craziest narratives that we could possibly come up with, because this right now is crucial. Did you just see Joe? You think that man could win? So I don't care how crazy it sounds. Just do it. Just do it. See, we might catch one or two slipping. So let's continue, because it gets crazier if you can believe.
And unfortunately, what he's doing is deciding that that's going to be the focus of his campaign.
Yeah. Did y'all know that? When y'all listen to somebody, we got a troll, let's deal with him. But did y'all know that when we listen to Trump, do we hear that come out of him? I mean, does anything in you, just your race, your inner racist, does it just pop up, or does it even like flinch a little bit when you hear Trump? See, I don't feel that. I don't feel none of that. And my racism sensor doesn't go off either, because as a black man, I'm sure if the guy I was supporting was racist, my sensor would go off. Yeah, I'm sure. So here that guy is, and that's Trump's a goal and agenda. And listen to this one. Here's another one. Look at these.
Trump saw hate as a civic good. That was basically
Trump saw hate as a civil good. Hate. I mean, it's the best they got, man. They're desperate right now. Like, all right, I'm just going to come out straight and say, this man sees hate as a good thing.
ethos. And I think you have seen that carry through now for years. But you have at these rallies where he is cursing more often. He is saying, as I said, very applauded for it. And applauded for it. A lot of kids. There's a lot of kids at these rallies. The signs have gotten coarser. They're really vulgar about President Biden. And that is really a change.
Yeah, because they're all going, F Joe Biden. All right, kids, you can't say that one. I'll tell you what. Y'all can say, let's go, Brandon. And the adults will say, F Joe Biden, because he needs to go. He needs to go. But yet she ain't going to bring up, you know what, MAGA folks, white nationalists, xenophobes are the greatest threat to the homeland. MAGA, all the one, xenophobia, homophobia. Ain't going to bring all of that up. But you're saying Trump's out there pushing all of this hate and division and stuff amongst us. And it's getting worse. As we watch the most divisive State of the Union speech we've ever heard, not including a devil background speech, and the everyday just narratives that come out of the fake news and out of the Democrats. We're bombarded with divisive, inflammatory language and narratives from the left. That is their strategy. That's built into their campaign strategy. And yeah, here she is talking about Trump's becoming more divisive.
If that man...
Oh, now this one. Look at these. They got them a full-blown actress. Boy, I think she don't realize that she's irrelevant anymore. You know, she's up here thinking that maybe she's trying to go ahead and win an Oscar as she's on somebody's podcast. But listen to this level of Trump derangement syndrome. This packaged up in an actress. See, so listen to this drama.
Gets in.
That man gets in.
As soon as he takes the oath.
As he takes the oath.
He will have generals walk down the steps of the Capitol.
What?
He will take a hammer.
A hammer?
And break the glass where the Constitution is.
Action! I forget who this lady is, but boy, first of all, she needs to take her finger out of the socket that made her hair stand up on her head like that. But secondly, here she is. If that man, you out there like, so I rise. Like she's auditioning for a part. He will bring back generals to walk down the middle of the aisle and crack open that glass with that hammer. Yeah, crack open that glass and do what?
And he will tear it up in our faces.
And we'll tear it up in our faces. There you go. Scene. Should we continue? Okay, ready? Part 2. Take 2. Ready? And action. Listen to this.
And say now, I'm the king of the...
Did y'all hear that? Now, I don't know if she believes this or not, but either way, it's hilarious. So Trump's going to get in office. See, this is what they're resorting to. Going to get in office, have, on day one, generals just go out there. Hey, all right, generals, I want you to go and break that glass. You see that Constitution right there that I've been defending? Yeah. Break that, bring it over to me. And I'm going to rip it up in everybody's faces on day one and declare that I'm the king. So, of rock, that is my title. Come on, finish it.
You will bow down, bitches.
Bow down, bees. So Trump's going to say that? Now, that would be funny if he did, though. Bow down, bees. But here she is. You will bow down, bees. Now, she don't realize how crazy she sounds and looks. She is full blown. She's in that same category as Eugene Carroll right about now. As she sits back and gives a monologue of lies. This is a monologue of lies right here. He will go down. Oh, she done.
He will punish everybody that didn't vote for him. Let me tell y'all.
Loose. Y'all see that demon kick in? She got some type of demons in her. That's that chick you be dating. And she be starting off like, I like the way you look tonight. You smell very good. But you didn't open the door for me. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that? Let me walk that back a little bit. That chick's crazy. So now here she is. Going from 0 to 60.
Didn't vote for him. Let me tell y'all how I know this shit.
Somebody go get me a straight jacket. I need one quickly. Somebody go get me some anointed oil so I can start slashing all over that chick and talking about the power of Christ compels you. Let me tell you how I voice and everything changed. We got to see that right there because she's going to try to win some type of Oscar for that one right there. Okay, wait. Now, first of all, anybody that did not vote for Trump, he's going to punish them. She's gonna punish him, y'all. They don't realize how nuts they sound, man. But hold on, here we go.
He will have generals walk down the steps of the Capitol. He will take a hammer.
And I'm serious.
And break the glass where the Constitution is.
Now, she's not doing a comedy special or anything like that. She's seriously trying to get us to believe these things.
And he will tear it up in our faces. And say, now, I'm the king.
I'm the king of rock.
You will bow down, bitches.
Here we go.
He will punish everybody that didn't vote for him.
Let me tell y'all how I know this shit.
I know it because I know what mental illness looks like.
Yes, yes, it looks exactly like you. See, that's one of them things where everybody goes, whoo, she's scaring everybody in the room. Yeah, that's like a dude standing at the bus stop, and all of a sudden he's like, yeah, man, you know what, man, shoot, I can make a bugger talk. Everybody would be going, huh, where'd that come from? I'm scared of you. So this chick is talking about, I know what mental illness looks like. Yeah, you just gave us a beautiful visual of what it looks like.
He will punish everybody that didn't vote for him.
Let me tell y'all how I know this.
You see the eyes? You see them crazy eyes? Wait a minute, hold up, let me go back.
He will have generals walk.
I want to see the crazy eyes kick in. See, this you can see right at the moment where the demons kick in. Okay. Watch the eyes. See, the demon eyes is coming. Here it comes, here it comes.
You will bow down, bitches.
Right at this moment, here comes Satan. Here comes Satan.
He will punish everybody that didn't vote for him.
Let me tell y'all how
you see that? That's the moment you break up with her. Right there. If you dating her, you're like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. I'm dating an actress and everything. And she go, let me tell you something, right? You going, whoa. Them the crazy eyes right there. I sense a little Lucy in you. Little bit of Lucifer. But hey, she ain't done with all this shit. I rebuke.
I know it because I know what mental illness looks like.
Karate Kid.
That mania is unstoppable.
Unstoppable. Good. Yeah. Trump's unstoppable, but he's not mentally ill. But them demons in you seem to be unstoppable. She ain't done. Here we go.
See. This mother is Hitler.
Oh, there we go. When in doubt, go to the Hitler speech, man. So now he's Hitler. Back to that. Nobody's talking about what Joe can offer. Nobody's talking about Joe Biden's policies. They're all talking about run away from Trump because he's dangerous, he's scary, and he's Hitler, and all of that. And let me tell you something. I know mental illness when I live, because it's all in me. All in me. Yeah, she needs to recognize that demon inside of her first. But hey, you think that's crazy? Y'all think that's crazy? You think they're going to stop at crazy folks like that? Remember, this is their last ditch effort. They like fire everything. I don't care how crazy it sounds. And I know we're going to be laughed at. I know we're going to be mocked. I know folks with intelligence, common sense going to be watching this going, these folks are either real dumb or real evil. And now, if y'all thought the crazy chick right there was something else, watch this. Here we go. Trump, y'all. This the latest one. They done went through all. Now, this one's a new one. I got to give it to them. Yeah, this is one of those. All right, guys. We're in trouble. All right, let's see. We called him Hitler. Did we call him Satan yet? We called him Satan. How about we try Jesus? There we go. So instead of calling him Satan, let's call him Jesus. That might work. So now, Trump is now a cult leader that believes he's Jesus. That's the new one. And I got to give them an A for effort. This is original. I never thought I would hear this one. I assume Satan was coming. I assume the Antichrist, because they slipped that in. They slipped that one in. Hitler, all the usuals. But this was thinking outside the box, y'all. Thinking outside. They was thinking outside the box. Like, you know what? See, all these Christians supporting Trump. How can we make them seem crazy and try to scare them and bully them out of supporting Trump? Let's say that Trump thinks he's Jesus, God, and they are all following a cult member. Y'all ready for this? This is new.
But now Trump is using his own brand of positive things.
And look who they went and got. They went and got big face, scary J. Blige, all of that blush on that mush. There you go. You can't slap mush on the blush on the mush. That mush face right there. Ain't enough blush to cover up that mush. So now here she is out here looking like an Asian white lady or something. You got the makeup on with the wig and stuff up, but yeah, you're pro-black. You're pro-black. So now here she is about to push this crazy narrative.
Thinking and prosperity gospel to dupe his self-proclaimed Christian supporters into believing that he is the second coming of Jesus himself.
Holy moly. Holy moly. Wow. This is new. This is new. So his proclaimed Christian supporters, not Christian supporters, just proclaimed. That's right. We're just proclaiming we're Christian. And Trump has convinced us that he's Jesus, y'all. Now, I ain't heard one Christian that supports Trump recognize him as the savior, even reference him as the savior. I mean, I believe he's used by God to save our country temporarily. For how long, I don't know, until God gets through with us. But Trump is the vessel that God is using. But a unspiritual, evil demon like Big Face, yeah, she's not going to go ahead and see that. What she's going to do is try to use her false understanding of the gospel to make Trump look bad and all the Christians that support it.
His own brand of the power of MAGA thinking, fusing his own perverse messianic message into his rallies, which alongside the passion of the MAGA faithful, gives them a church of the cult of Trump air.
Now, she couldn't be reading off of a script, could she? This couldn't have came out of a think tank, because see, they let Joy run with anything. Anything. She's able to get out there and say the most craziest mess, and she don't realize she's being straight up pimped out. You're the black girl on the network. You're the crazy, angry black woman who goes out there. You're our designated race baiter. That's your worth. That's all you're worth. So get out there with all of your makeup smeared all over your face. Throw on that nasty, dirty wig and do what we hired you to do. Lie on Trump, lie on Christians, divide the country, and read one of the most divisive, hypocritical, demonic scripts I've ever heard on TV. And yet this woman is still on the network after this.
Including the rituals that would seem familiar to Christian believers.
The rituals. You see these comparisons, including the rituals. They went through all of Trump's rally footage and tried to see how they could relate this into Christian worship and beliefs. That's what they did. They said, okay, let's watch his rallies. Yeah, it does kind of look a little, like a big mega church. All the people are in there, they're excited, they're pumped up and all of this stuff. So yeah, let's go ahead and say it's like that. Now, wait a minute. You got people raising their hands and things like, well, let's just say they're raising their hands to Trump in worship. Watch this stuff, these comparisons.
Raised in the air as a sign of surrender, reverence.
As a sign of surrender and reverence. It had the nerve to go out and get real stock footage of black folks in the church worshiping. And then it's like, so have you ever been to a Trump rally where we're in there like, hallelujah, Trump, hallelujah, oh, Trump. Have you? I haven't. And I've been to multiple Trump rallies. Not once have I seen anybody sitting there trying to worship Trump, but look what the visual they're trying to create.
To God. Except at Trump rallies, it's reverence to Trump with a one-finger salute, a hallmark of QAnon followers.
Boy, man, this should be illegal. This should really be illegal. She's defaming not only Trump, but us and Christianity. So for just holding up one finger, that means we're saluting Trump, and we're all QAnon too, don't forget. Anybody who follows, believes Trump, we're QAnon. Link us with that and all that stuff. And even if we were, so what? It's not illegal. But
and a nod to that movement's slogan. Even though they were told to stop, you still see them.
Their parents. Now, y'all better stop that. Don't be out there. They're told to stop.
From time to time.
Hey, there's Bob. Look at the hat. Bob at the rally, y'all.
He's also taken to ending his speeches with a sermon of sorts, proclaiming that they are one movement and one family under God.
How can you be this evil? How can you be this evil, man? Do you understand how scared I would be to go out and read this script and to push this narrative and to put your nasty, stinking, corrupt, demonic mouth on God's people. I mean, I'm not saying everybody who follows Trump is a devout, born-again Christian, but there's a whole bunch of them that are, and you guys are targeting them. And yet you up here lying on them, and on God, on the Bible, everything.
But now that he's running for president so that he can stay out of prison.
She's just pure evil. Pure evil. I mean, she just said, let me see how much nasty stuff I could put into my monologue. How many points I can put in there to demonize Trump, to lie about him. So now, guys, you see that one? She tried to slide that in. Now that he's running for president to stay out of prison, that's it. I think Creepy Sleepy is being pimped out to have to run for president again to keep himself and all of the deep state members out of prison. That's what I think. See, that's why y'all have your Pop-Tarts come out on TikTok talking about he's going to go after his political enemies. Darn right. So I think that's why Joe got to try to go another round to keep him and Hunter and the rest of these folks out of prison. And here she is. He ran for president to keep himself out of prison.
He's really ratcheted up the church-like energy at his rallies. As the New York Times notes, even more than in his past campaigns, he is framing his 2024 bid as a fight for Christianity, telling a convention of Christian broadcasters that just like in the battles of the past, we still need the hand of our Lord.
But we don't. That's what you're saying, Big Face? Any Christian that just read that should be like, amen. Amen. They should be going, that right there is so true. When we start kicking Christ out of all of our schools and everything else, and it became taboo to say you're a Christian. There you go. Used to be proud, but now it's taboo. You got to hide your Bible up under your jacket as you walking around. And look what happened to our society. Imploded. Now we got kids twerking at Transformer rallies, dressed like the opposite gender. We got stuff like that going on right now. We got young adults breaking into stores in large groups and just stealing. We got all of this going on now. And here she is trying to make this statement seem bad. Why? Because they're at their last wit's end. They got to just put anything out there now. So instead of recognizing it in its real context, meaning this, we do see what's happening. We do see that our country is under attack for our culture, for our patriotism, for our morals, for our religion, our freedom of speech, our right to bear arms. All of that's under attack. And so is Christianity, because this woman on here is demonizing Christians. Just like a couple weeks back when they was talking about stuff. Yeah, they're not real Christians. See, this is white Christian nationalism. Now imagine what would happen if she got up there and did a monologue about Muslims like this. But yeah, Christians, open season. And yet she's talking about that statement as a bad thing.
Social media platform in recent months, Trump has shared a courtroom-style sketch of himself sitting next to Jesus and a video that repeatedly proclaims, God gave us Trump to lead the country.
Now, he didn't say, God, I am God, like you're trying to lie and say. Yeah, God gave us Trump to lead the country, not save our souls. Not save our souls, not baptize us in Trump's name. None of that. To lead the country. Okay? Everybody has a role to play. There are bishops, there are preachers, deacons. They are leaders, and they're simply vessels of God. Trump, right now, I believe, is appointed and anointed to lead the country, not the church. All of that, but he echoes Christian sentiments. We're not focusing on Trump. We're focusing on what he's echoing, what he supports. When you talk about supporting my religious beliefs, I'm going, amen. Unlike the nasty dirtbag that got up there a couple weeks back, right on Easter, talking reckless about some trans recognition day. And here she is up here trying to make this seem like Trump is saying he's God.
And the reality is that his venomous snake oil is working, as Trump has either...
I mean, this was so well written. It's like, let's see how evil we can get with this venomous snake oil. Look at all the analogies, metaphors, references.
They're directly or indirectly compared himself to Jesus.
Oh, see, you see the loophole she tried to get out of? Directly or indirectly, you pick. Compared himself to Jesus.
His followers have continued their descent into cult-like madness.
There you go, all of us, man. We've been hoodwinked. We're drinking that snake oil. We done descended into madness, as I am very clear-minded at what I'm looking at right here. I am looking at the devil incarnated. I'm looking at every demonic spirit, every legion using this woman on national TV, and she has no idea how infested she is. And I ain't saying people are perfect. This is a special type of evil, though. Special type of evil. I'm clear-minded. I'm able to see it. You know, she's so evil, you can see evil in her. I'm looking at her going, man, that ain't nothing but the devil. I ain't got to be all spiritual. Some people so deep you can't talk to them, can't nudge them. You sitting next to them, you nut. They always got their eyes closed, rocking side to side. Acting like they hear from God all the time. You just tap them, they start speaking into, excuse me, brother. You be like, wow, that's deep. Can't talk to them because you're worried they're going to sense something in you. You're like, oh, so how was the weather today? You know what? God's telling me something, brother. See, you focus on worldly things, man. You focus on carnal things. But God, I don't need to be that deep. I don't need to be up here laying hands on the Thanksgiving dinner because I'm so spiritual. I'm going to lay hands on this turkey and cast out all of the cholesterol. Loose spirit of fat, come out. And right now, cholesterol, we come against. Nobody wants to eat the turkey after you done laid hands all over it. Okay? But I don't need to be that deep to be able to recognize the demons in this woman.
Parroting his persecution complex right back as if he is being punished for their sins.
Because I'm being indicted for you, and never forget, when they are indicting him, we are being indicted. They want to silence me because I will never let them silence you.
Now you see the dirty trick right here? As they're trying to make it seem like Trump wants us to bear the burden of his guilt, his evil. He is a savior and wants us to take on the guilt and look at him as, you know what, they're trying to get through you, our savior, to get to us. This is so evil, man. This is a special kind of evil, man. They done went way over the top with this one.
It's really to get him out of being able to run for president. That's all it is. It's to take our eyes off of wanting him.
Our enemies want...
You ain't got to be a Christian to believe this and see this. Not everybody in those rallies are Christians, but if you are smart, you know all of this persecution is really not just to stop him, but to stop us too. Because once they get through him, the only candidate that I know right now that will put his foot up their butt and have a proven track record, the only candidate I know that I can say, yeah, he's going to fight against the system. The only candidate I know that is this attacked by evil forces, and I mean some evil forces. Now, just as we're looking at Joyless Reed right there to see how evil she is, what spirit you think is using her to attack Trump? What spirit you think is worse? Trump getting up there talking about legal immigrants sometime and MS-13 and bloodbaths, or the demonic things that are coming out of her and her networks and the fake news? That right there is evil. All of these folks rallying around to use all of their forces and power to stop this dude, take his money, spy on us, demonize us, attack Christians, and she got the nerve to be talking about, look at these worshipers of Trump.
Want to take away my freedom because I will never let them take away your freedom.
They're trying to persecute him for the same things that they have been doing all along.
They're not after me, they're after you. I just happen to be standing in the way.
Okay, he's doing this for us as a country to make the changes we need to make, and he's the target.
Now, playing these clips on her Raggedy Show only works for people suffering from Trump derangement syndrome. When I see these clips, because I don't have Trump derangement syndrome, I tested negative for it, like my show last night. I'm looking at these people and going, they're very intelligent. They're smart. They see what's going on. That's why y'all hate us. That's why you got to go ahead and come up with crap like this. because these folks see what's going on. And you ain't got to be a Christian to do that. But hey, why not go ahead and try to make this comparison that we're all in a Christian cult?
Where we don't have to be. Talk to me about how that happens, what we just saw there. How do people go from ordinary people?
We're just ordinary people. So now here she is. How do we go? Because we ain't ordinary no more, y'all. Yeah, we've been indoctrinated. We've been drafted into, the cult of Trump. Yeah, we've been compromised. No, what's compromised is when I see ordinary people who used to love Trump all of a sudden be brainwashed to start hating him, and they probably can't even tell you why. Yeah. When I think of brainwash, I think of people like that chick we just saw talking about something. Let me tell you something. Trump is gone. That's what I think of. I go, wow. Now that seems like a brainwashing. But hey, here she is. How did these people go from ordinary people to what, Joy? To what?
To believing that someone like Donald Trump, of all people, a giant, enormous sinner.
Wow. So you're now being judged by Judge Joy? Did y'all hear this pure, snow, innocent, anointed, sanctified sister up here talking about Trump is a what? I'm sure, Joy, you could stand before Christ right now unrepentant, no baptism, no nothing, and God will smile upon you, right?
Trump, of all people, a giant, enormous sinner.
A giant, enormous sinner. Do you understand the gonads you got to have to say that? If I was on the set, I would be scooting back from her like, uh-oh, she went too far, guys. Lightning is on its way right now. So she calls Trump a giant, ginormous sinner.
Is not just speaking for God, but is in a sense God. Trump.
Not just speaking for God, but in a sense, God. This is new. She have blown my mind. That's why my thumbnail said, how is this clown still on TV? She just said, not speaking for God, but speaking as God. Just MSNBC is not embarrassed over that, but it gets worse. You think that's it? You think the evil stops right there? No, she's gonna run it back.
Trump is doing, it's equal parts the power of positive thinking, which is the church, to the extent that it's a church that he grew up in.
But there's no target against Christians. Nope. For some reason, though, these themes that she's bringing up all seem to revolve around Christians, trying to link them with Trump in the context of, we're all brainwashed and we're a cult and all of this stuff. That's what she's trying to do. So now all of a sudden, listen to this.
But it's also, it's kind of David Koresh. It's kind of Jim Jones.
Next Easter, he could be looking at reading his, having nothing to do but read his God Bless the USA Bible in a prison cell.
Now, you think they sit back and wonder how many people this worked on? I mean, they got to be going, now you do realize there is a percentage of people are going to think we're crazy or completely evil, which we are. We're extremely evil, or we would never write a script like this for you to come out and say and demonize millions of Christians, millions of Trump supporters. Some of them aren't even Christians, and they get lumped in right there. They're part of the cult. We would never use the Bible and our religion for political and propaganda purposes. We would never do that. But right now we have to. We got to try everything we can, because we can't stick Joe out there. He's going to get beat to death. So go, you know what? Take the wheels off. Take the brakes off. Just do whatever, Joy. Are you sure? You sure you want me to do whatever? Whatever, Joy. Don't matter. Okay, now. I don't think you're going to want to see. All right, I'm going out there and I'm going to do something unthinkable.
Donald Trump is doing this, saying, wait a minute. Let me show you all these reasons you should doubt your faith and you should trust me.
So all these reasons you should doubt your faith and should trust me. This is... The demon jumped right off of her onto this guy. So now Trump wants us to doubt our faith and trust him, as he is talking about putting our trust in Jesus. When he talks about the Bible or Christianity, he's talking about the country returning back to Jesus, bringing Christ back into things. He's not talking about rely on me, look to me. None of this. But this guy right here is saying Trump wants us to forsake our religious beliefs. He think this Jedi mind trick is going to work on us? Oh, wait a minute. I was listening to Trump thinking that those ideals were pretty good and we need to bring Christ back into society and all that stuff. But now I'm starting to see, because of this evil man right here, just had the nerve to tell me that Trump's tricking me and to put my trust in him and not in Jesus. Unreal.
And you should follow me. That is dangerous. I mean, take the trans proclamation, for instance. It is a weakening of faith to suggest that the Christian world should be concerned about that.
It's a weakening of faith to think that the Christian world should be concerned about the transformer agenda with the kids and stuff. It's a weakening of faith. We should be tolerant and open to this crazy demonic agenda that just dropped in our lap the last 10 or 20 years. We should be open to that. That's a sign that you're a Christian. When you are okay with what's going on with these evil demons going after our kids, that shows how good of a Christian you are. Now, let me go ahead and clarify this and qualify it. As a Christian, you don't tolerate, now, even if you got sin in your life, you got to call it out. You got to recognize it for what it is. You don't get out there and promote it, though. You don't get out there and say, you know what? I'm going to justify this and I'm going to support this and promote it. Most folks hide their sins because they're ashamed of them. If you're a Christian, you say, Lord, don't reveal my shame. Cover me with the blood of Jesus. Don't expose me. Let me work out my issues. Just me and you. But these folks want Christians to come out and celebrate this. And Christians shouldn't be celebrating any sin, including their own. But here they want us to say a sign of your Christianity is to really support that agenda.
But he's literally gotten his people to melt down their gold into a calf and worship it. Another sin of people who, if you believe that people should.
Says Joy, you think Joy know about the Bible? She is taking that scripture, that whole thing, so far out of context. It's unbelievable. I really, man, this woman has no conscience whatsoever and no fear. She's a true sociopath. I mean, most folks, I don't care how, you will see hardcore killers and murderers be like, dude, I don't speak, I ain't gonna be doing no blasphemy. They could be in jail after killing about 20 people, man. I ain't gonna speak ill of God though, man, for real. And you get this woman coming out, just talking about, she's giving us a lecture on the golden calf and idolism and all that stuff.
Should have followed Jesus and didn't. That was the other thing, is that we can't see your works. You're not a visible God. We want.
She's using the Bible for evil. She's in, man. And here's the crazy part. I pray that God has mercy on her like everybody else. I pray that she comes to the revelation of how she was used to this degree and such in an evil way. But I hope she falls on her face and cry and repent seriously. Because see, after doing something like this, if you ever get the revelation that I cannot believe I did that, yeah, that's one of the things you revisit. Like Peter. You revisit that like Peter. History says that Peter, after betraying the Lord, would still go out and weep bitterly periodically. Stop and reflect on that moment where he, denied Christ and just be like, oh, man, if I could just take back one thing I did. So at the end of the day, I don't want to see her bust hell wide open, just like I don't want to bust hell wide open or anybody else. But I hope she one day gets the revelation of the magnitude of what she's doing right now. This is, man, but she's really up against the wall when you're doing this so easily and casually. I worry that she's incapable at this point of even coming to this revelation, because she put this together.
Want a visible God. Trump is saying, no, I'm a visible God. He's literally an idolater, Jim.
Literally an idolater. I'm scared for her, y'all. I'm scared for her. I'm sitting there like, should she be saying this? If I was the producer, I'd be like, we didn't tell her to go this far. Should she be saying this? I don't know. Everybody clear the room. Clear the room. Everybody get out of here. We're evil, but that's special. I mean, I think we unleashed something a little too powerful than we expected. Look at them.
It's making me lose my mind.
It's already gone. That mind is gone, man. Right now, nothing but Diablos is driving that brain of yours right now. He's in there working those gears. as you come out and says this, she looks nuts.
It's scary stuff. We've got huge decisions on
right after
abortion
that,
from the Florida Supreme Court today that will impact the lives of millions of women. The readout continues after this.
Yeah, so she just came out and gave us a spiritual lesson, told us how we all in a cult, y'all. Told us how we worshiping Trump and Trump's a sinner, therefore by proxy, we're all sinners and stuff and we're brainwashed. And how do we get this way? And then right after, all right, now let's get to one of my favorite topics, abortion. After I got done preaching my little sermonette to all of y'all and demonizing y'all, let's get to some abortion because I like that. I like that stuff. So we're supposed to be taking spiritual advice from this woman. But speaking of abortion, Trump came out and addressed something. And I think he did this in a wise way for the time that we're living in. I really do. And I'll explain why. So let's listen to what Trump had to say about the topic of abortion. That the left is trying to spin.
Under my leadership.
Now understand, after you hear this, and I'm pretty sure all of y'all done heard this or saw it, but the left needed, see, remember, abortion is their one of their biggest assets. They need the soundbite of Trump taking a full-blown, far-right stance on this so they can keep it front and center. And Trump didn't give it to them like they wanted it, so they got to make it seem bad somehow. So let's see what Trump actually said. Then we're going to hear what they heard him say in their heads.
The Republican Party will always support the creation of strong, thriving, and healthy American families.
Good. I like that.
We want to make it easier for mothers and families to have babies, not harder.
Good.
That includes supporting the availability of fertility treatments like IVF in every state in America.
Good.
Like the overwhelming majority of Americans, including the vast majority of Republicans, conservatives, Christians, and pro-life Americans,
Good.
I strongly support the availability of IVF for couples who are trying to have a precious baby.
Precious.
What could be more beautiful or better than that? Many people have asked me what my position is on abortion and abortion rights, especially since I was proudly the person responsible for the ending of something that all legal scholars, both sides, wanted and, in fact, demanded.
Now, guys, regardless of how a lot of people may take a hard stance one way or another, I think this is one of the most wisely statements, extremely crafted well, to deal with the climate and the situation that we're in and give us, if you want to talk about dog whistles, letting us know what right now is at stake and how to negotiate and navigate this. I mean, he did this brilliantly, and they're stuck because they were hoping that he would go full-blown Lindsey Graham, who, if you go full-blown Lindsey Graham, virtue signaling, but yet we lose the election, that's what Lindsey Graham did during the midterms. You picked a fine time to come out and threaten a national ban on abortion, Lindsey. What do you think that was going to do to all of those radicals that swear up and down? Now they're trying to, it's going to incentivize them to run out and vote. So Lindsey picked mysteriously a good time to just bring that up. So now Trump is saying, what?
Ended. Roe v. Wade.
Good.
They wanted it ended. It must be remembered that the Democrats are the radical ones on this position because they support abortion up to and even beyond the 9th month.
Keep that in mind. We have to remember, first of all, we all celebrated when Roe v. versus Wade got overturned because it kicked it back to the states, to the people, took it out of the federal hands. So we celebrated that. But now you got folks like Lindsey Graham saying, let's go one step further and go right back to the federal and try to say, now we want y'all to say it's a national ban. When we got it to a point where at least the people can decide what goes on in their states. Now, this is a very wise approach concerning what's at stake coming up. So now let's see, because the left was hoping he'd come out like, and if you elect me, I'm going to ban abortion for everybody. There'll be no exceptions to the rule and all. What do you think that would get us? So we'll all be sitting around going, well, at least he took a hard, full-blown right stance, but we lost the presidency. And the Democrats are now able to run around and continue to use, he went after abortion. Now they're sitting back going, oh, crap, he didn't give us what we wanted. How can we spin this?
The concept of having an abortion in the later months and even execution after birth, and that's exactly what it is. The baby is born, the baby is executed after birth, is unacceptable, and almost everyone agrees with that.
Yeah, except the Democrats. So now, not only did he qualified who are the extremists, who loves this issue, who is the biggest advocate for this stuff, who doesn't have any restraints or restrictions on this topic, who's the real radical, who's the real extremist. And then when he talks about, some of their radical beliefs concerning this, I'm sure after he said, kick it back to the states, all of them were like, okay, crap. Okay, let's see. What did he say? He said, oh, you know what? Let's say he's crazy because he just went ahead and said the truth about what we want and what we're okay with, an abortion. Yeah, maybe we could scrub all the facts and all of the evidence off the internet and try to come out and say, Trump's crazy. He said Democrats was going to kill babies after abortion and after birth and all of this stuff. So now they want to focus on that.
My view is now that we have abortion where everybody wanted it from a legal standpoint, the states will determine by vote or legislation or perhaps both. And whatever they decide must be the law of the land. In this case, the law of the state.
And for right now, I'm okay with that. For right now, I'm okay with that. He landed right in a very soft spot, and the Democrats are going, shoot, I can't really get to him on this one now. We were hoping to go ahead and say, if you elect Trump, he's going to do a federal ban on abortion, so everybody get mad and go out and vote. But now he didn't do that, and it put them in an awkward position.
Many states will be different. Many will have a different number of weeks, or some will have more conservative than others, and that's what they will be. At the end of the day, this is all about the will of the people. You must follow your heart, or in many cases...
Notice what he did. It's about the will of the people, not the federal government. It still comes down to the people's choice, and it took away their narrative that he's trying to remove women's rights and this and that. Let the people decide. And he had a beautiful balance and still focusing on who are the real folks that's pushing this garbage. Who are the real extremists? We know they're there. We know they're radical. We know the agenda of these Democrats. We know what they're about. See, we know they're going to try to use abortion to drive everybody to the polls. So don't lose sight of that. We already know what they're about. And we know what they want. They want me to come out and take a hard line like Lindsey Graham right about now. And then all of a sudden we flub up, the election. And then we got nothing. So they're stuck.
Your religion or your faith. Do what's right for your family and do what's right for yourself. Do what's right for your children. Do what's right for our country and vote. So important to vote.
Vote.
At the end of the day, it's all about will of the people. That's where we are right now. And
that's across the board. The Democrats in all these categories don't want the will of the people. Not just abortion. They don't want the will of the people when it comes down to just even electing their own president. You think they want to rely on the will of the people? We've seen their will of the people support of democracy up there in Shitetown when they wanted to vote against these dang on sanctuary cities. No, we're not holding a vote. We've seen their democracy and will of the people when they won't let even Democrat candidates run against Creepy Sleepy. And so now Trump is emphasizing still the will of the people, not the federal government. Let the will of the people prevail.
That's what we want, the will of the people. Now it's up to the states to do the right thing. Like Ronald Reagan, I am strongly in favor of exceptions for rape, incest, and life of the mother.
Oh, and he hurt him deep when he came out with that. Because, they want to make it seem like, Republicans are like, I don't care if you're dying. You know what I'm saying? Have the baby and just die on the operating table. They want us to come across as cold-hearted, insensitive, mean, no exceptions, no nothing. Yeah, and then he took that away from them. So what could they possibly say?
You must follow your heart of this issue, but remember, you must also win elections to restore our culture.
Bingo.
And in fact, to save our country, which is currently and very sadly a nation in decline.
Now y'all hear that dog whistle? Here's the dog whistle. We know these are evil folks. We know they want to use this topic to go ahead and drive their voters to the poll. They will be beating that like a horse. But here's the flip side to the coin. We're going to still allow the will of the people to prevail. We still made progress in this with Roe v. versus Wade being overturned. And if we win the election, and we take back the House, the Senate, and all that stuff, we can then let the will of the people drive more legislation versus go out there, virtue signal, and say this and this and that, and lose it all. There will be no will of the people in any category if you let this tyrannical regime continue to run our country. That's the whistle. That's the wisdom in what he just did. And look how Joe tried to spin it. Watch this.
My view is now that we have abortion where everybody wants it.
Now you see Joe pretending? You see Joe pretending he's watching this on his phone? What he's doing is he's reading his notes. He's like, all right, what they telling me to say? I'm supposed to just stand here and then read this. And then they're going to go and put Trump's clip in the background and make it seem like I'm watching him.
From a legal standpoint, the states will determine by vote or legislation or perhaps both. And whatever they decide must be the law of the land. In this case, the law of the state.
Donald Trump just endorsed every single state ban on reproductive care nationwide.
You see the liar? You see this demonic man right here? That's why I have no mercy for him, because he's suffering from dementia. He's allowing these demons to still use him. Donald Trump just endorsed every state. Now, he didn't say the will of the people. He didn't say how Donald Trump said we will honor every state's will of the people, whatever they conclude. But look what he says. Donald Trump just endorsed every state ban of women's reproductive rights. Unreal.
All across the country, women are being turned away from emergency rooms.
Prove it. Prove it. Just saying stuff.
Forced to travel hundreds of miles or ask a judge just to get the basic care they need. That's Donald Trump's vision for this country.
Basic care of what? So wait a minute. Oh, you know what? I'm going in. You know what? My ovaries are hurting, and I got to go to ask the judge. Can I go to my my doctor so they can check my ovaries? Or could it be you're talking about abortion that you're trying to tiptoe around and make it seem like it's just women's reproductive rights, and we don't want women to have health care. Yeah, see, that's how we operate, because we're evil. We operate in the gray area. We operate with deception. We change terms and definitions. We throw out all kind of stuff that make people confused, like the devil did when he told Adam and Eve, don't eat the fruit. And the snake said, well, did he say don't eat the fruit? I'm just saying. And I mean, that's what Joe is doing right now.
He said it himself. He punished women who seek out the care they need. If MAGA Republicans put a
punish people to seek out the care they need. What care is that? Yeah, I cut my foot. You know what? Let's punish that woman. She's seeking out care that she needs.
Put a federal ban on his desk, he'd sign it.
And he can barely even talk. Sign it.
Donald Trump is the reason Roe's ended. If you reelect me, I'll be the reason why it's restored.
Everything about him is completely scripted and fake. And that is why they're doing all of this. I mean, that guy right there, you think they're going to stick him out there to debate? Look,
Pennsylvania,
look this.
I have a message for you.
What's the message?
Send me to Congress so I can support this right. And I promise you, if we take back Congress, we will restore Roe v. Wade as the law of the land.
There's the guy. There's the guy right there. Send me to Congress. So I promise you that if you select me, I'll take. Wait, where are we going? Roe v. Roe down the road. I'll take you down the road and drop you off. Wait, roll over Wade. Okay, wait a minute. Roll your boat gently down the stream, and that's why he deserves the football in the groin.
This contest is over.
It is.
That man at $10,000.
That's right. He deserved that football in the groin. Up here, he don't even know where he's running for. And he don't know what he's running for, what his policies are. Just straight up reading off of a script. If you elect me for Congress, you elect me for dog catcher, I'll bring back the roads and the waves, the rolls and the waves that left us, and watching the ships roll in, something like that. Anyway, back to dog catching. So now, they got to come out and do this.
What's your reaction to Trump's claim that radical Democrats support executing babies after birth?
Oh, now understand, guys, this is all they got now. See what Trump did to him? That was so brilliant. Now they can't focus on him going ahead and making sure that women can't get it, and he's going to do a national ban and all of this stuff, and he won't let them. So now all they can focus on is him saying how radical and far left and evil the Democrats are. And they're going to go ahead and try to say, look at Trump making up stuff about our precious Democrats and their view on women's reproductive rights.
I mean, it's not surprising that he says things that are totally crazy and totally lies. That's just not true or even reasonable to think. So, I mean, the reaction is it's not surprising coming from the former president.
Yeah.
The infant would be delivered. The infant would be kept comfortable.
What's this?
The infant would be resuscitated if that's what the mother and the family desired. And then a discussion would ensue between the physicians and the mothers.
Wait, is that a right winger? Is that a Republican talking about infants being born and taken to a room and kept comfortable? Yeah, we might resuscitate the baby or not based on what the mother decide after the baby's already born. Is that a Republican or is that a stinking former Democrat governor? See, but yet they just got on that typical of Trump. Like Trump just making this up. Like we all didn't hear this.
Senator Sass is fast-tracking his bill to protect children who survive abortion.
Oh.
Do you support any restrictions on abortion?
Any restrictions on abortion. So Trump just called out the demonic Democrats and said they're extreme. They have no limits when it comes down to abortion, and they won't come out and let you know what their position is when it comes down to how extreme abortions can be. See, because if they were not embracing this stuff, they would come out and say it. So now they're blaming Trump, saying he's crazy, this typical Trump, he's always lying and stuff. Well, then prove it. Let these Democrats come out and say, okay, we believe abortion should only be 4 months. Let's see what John Fetterman has to say about it.
I don't. I've always
Even
believed.
in the third trimester?
I believe that choice is between a woman, her doctor, and a God if she prays.
There we go. The talking point. Yeah, kick it back out. See, instead of the will of the people, now all of a sudden you want to go ahead and talk about, now you know what? Here's our talking point. It's between God and the doctor and this and that. And if you intrude upon that, then you know what you are. You're trying to go ahead and overstep, and you don't believe in women's rights and their right to choose and all that garbage they try to use.
It's the one.
Are there any limits on abortion you would find appropriate?
Man, I don't believe so. No, I believe that is between a woman and her physician.
Who has probably.
Uh-oh. Now, Lee Fetterman said he don't believe there's any limits. Any limits. So we can fill in the blanks, right? Because see, they just said Trump was crazy. When you say no limits, I have to assume you mean no limits. But then you got the slick weasel, like this guy, who ain't got the gonads to come out and say, yeah, I mean no limits too. So watch this direct answer, and maybe CNN, after seeing him, could tell us what his answer is, because he didn't.
We heard more and more Republicans, including Donald Trump, who just over the weekend accused Democrats of supporting abortion rights up to and after birth.
Up to and after.
Can you be clear?
You see, all of his acting skills, like Trump's so crazy. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. So then that means you should come straight out and say, that's ridiculous, because see, I believe that we should only allow this up to 4 months, right?
Out.
What does that mean, after birth?
There you go. Ask a question. What does that mean? What does that even mean? What is a woman? You know what I mean? I'm not a biologist or anything. What does that even mean after? It means after the baby is born, or a botched abortion. Man.
It's made up. It's a political.
Well, can you just be clear about what limits on abortion?
No, I can't be clear.
It's a political thing. People are not seeking abortion.
But what is the policy? What should it be?
The policy, it's not up to Donald Trump or me. It's up to you.
Still won't come out and say it? So for those folks that just said Donald Trump right there is making it up and he's always lying and stuff, why won't the slick, jellyback, spineless, slick talking, disgusting, demonic man right there just come out and say it? Why does he keep saying, man, y'all always, man, what is abortion, man? You know what, man, y'all, Trump tripping, man. But see, that ain't up to me. That ain't up to me. Well, you can't weigh in on it. You ain't got an opinion on it. See, As a man or as a woman, anybody should be able to say, yeah, the ideal of terminating a baby at 9. Dang on it, YouTube cut off. Anyway, man, I'm trying to get done in 2 hours. Yeah, we're almost done. But he should be able to come out and say the ideal of terminating a baby, 9 months or beyond, is horrible. That's what he should be saying. But watch him take the sleaze bag route.
To women that have to bear that responsibility uniquely and distinctively.
Yeah.
And the reality is, it's a canard. It's a political frame. It's total BS.
Like you, who never answered the question. What's the limit?
And it's exactly where they need to go because they know they've gone too far.
But there has to be.
Yeah, they've gone too far. As I'm sitting back avoiding a direct question, what are the limits when it comes down to abortion? Still ain't answered the question.
Is some kind.
Right now, do you believe there should be any?
Here's the Fat Albert character with that big fat nose, that boxing glove sitting on his face, and he's a preacher. He's a preacher, y'all. Let's hear what he got to say.
Limitations on abortion set by the government, and you have 60 seconds.
I think that the women of this country and the women of this state woke up one summer morning and a core protection that they've known for 50 years.
Is that the answer?
Was taken from them by an extremist Supreme Court.
That didn't
and I
answer the
stand where
limits.
I've said I stand in the past. That a patient's room is too narrow and small and cramped.
Yeah, slime balls. Up here, let me go ahead and come up with some slick statement that sounds progressive and sounds like I'm tolerant. And you know what? As a man, I don't have the right to infringe upon a woman. I can't even weigh in. I don't even have to. I can't even vocalize my opinion because I'm a dirtbag stinking bootleg preacher who got to try to pretend like it's out of my hands. I can't even weigh in on this, even though he directly asked Big Nose boxing glove on the face a direct question about the limits, not just abortion alone, but the limits on it. And that's his answer.
Empty space for a woman, her doctor, and the United States government. We are witnessing right now what happens when politicians, most of them men, pile into.
Look at that. See, that's the talking point. Most of them men, in other words, yeah, evil men who have no right to be even trying to suppress women and their desire. Yeah, that's what it's mostly men. You big, soft core, beta male, bootleg preacher talking about some mostly men, spineless. This is what the Democrats produce right there. Weak, soft core, jelly-backed, stinking men who are willing to get up there and dodge the question.
The patient's rooms. You get what you're seeing right now. And the women of Georgia deserves a senator who will stand with them.
Y'all hear that garbage? So now let's hear from the guy who probably really won the Georgia Senate race, but Big Nose probably had somebody to pull him over the line.
I trust women more than I trust politics.
God, I trust women more than I trust politics. Somebody go get that man a skirt, some pantyhose, something. Go get him them big old school rollers that used to be pink and you have to snap the thing over. Somebody go get him one of that. Go get him a hot water bottle. Somebody go get him a curling iron. Something. Up here, I trust women more than I trust politicians.
May I respond?
Very quickly, Mr. Walker.
It is, and I heard about him. I heard he's a neat talker. But did he not mention that there's a baby in that room as well?
Oh! He knocked that boxing glove off his face with that. I ain't no room in that the hospital bed, but the doctor, the woman, and forgot the baby, left the baby out, threw the baby out with the bath water. But guys, as we come down the stretch, because I'm trying to go ahead and squeeze it in, man. I don't want to have to address this again tomorrow. So now, The View, pure 100% dummies, suffering from TDS. They got wind of what Donald Trump said about these abortions and all that stuff. And they're going to bring their spiritual opinion into this and all of that stuff. Let's hear. She's upset. She can't believe Trump said 9 months
Can I
ago.
just point out
What you going to point out?
that normally after the 9th month,
School us rocks in the voice.
the baby is born.
Yeah, you see her? She thinks she hit it off, right out the park. Man, can I just point out, normally, after 9 months. So now she wants to pretend Trump don't know what he's talking about. He's just making stuff up. However,
the infant would be kept comfortable. The infant would be resuscitated if that's what the mother and the family desired. And I regret that those comments have been mischaracterized.
Republicans accuse the governor of supporting laws that would kill babies.
Words have meaning.
They're concerned the bill in question loosens the high standard required to have a third trimester abortion.
Third trimester, a fully developed baby. Does Cushion know this? Does the Cushion know this?
For something as simple as a mental health concern.
Oh, mental health concern. So let me get this straight, Cushion. I'm right on the operating table, and all of a sudden I changed my mind because I mentally can't handle this. I thought I was ready to be a mother. The baby just slid out right now, and I changed my mind. So what do you want us to do with it? Terminate it. Terminate the pregnancy. Baby's already out. Yeah, terminate it. Take it in another room and not do. That's what they're talking about. But Whoopi said, can I just let him know that normally? Well, he knows that. That's why he said it is extreme. But Whoopi don't know that. She thinks Trump sounds stupid saying that.
Right now, third trimester abortions are banned unless a woman's life or health is in danger. Yeah. 3 doctors have to approve the procedure. Delegate Tran's bill would reduce it to 1 doctor.
And what the Democrats want?
Legislation likely won't be brought up again this year.
The legislature, again, most of whom are men, should not.
There it is. You hear it? Most of them are men. Because men ain't got no role. They're not allowed to weigh in on this right there. We can go ahead and silence them to bullying them and saying that you're a misogynist if you say what you think and weigh in your opinion. That's our way of blocking any man who got a problem with this.
Not be interfering with a woman's access to
beta male.
Something Republicans keep bringing up is how similar this legislation is to a law that was signed in New York last week.
New York?
Now, I asked if the governor would support similar legislation, and a spokesperson for his office said that he and his team have not reviewed the law enough at this time to comment on it.
Of course. I don't know about that one. Remember in New York when they passed that third trimester abortion and all celebrated it? Had it all lit up with all of those feminists who probably hate men, hate kids, with their low buzz haircuts and their ringing bells, clapping and celebrating. That brought this attention to everybody who wasn't thinking about it. Folks that were in the middle. That was going, man, abortion ain't really my hill to die on. Whoa. Third trimester, what is this? The Democrats want to do what? Now I'm seeing a fully developed baby that's being terminated. See, but according to Whoopi, Trump's crazy. He's making it up.
On it.
You do also know that it is against the law.
The law? It is? Did you tell Democrats that?
Passed quite a bit in, much more than you're aware, but nobody...
Says the ignorant woman. Well, it's against the law right now because people with sense probably vetoed it. But the Democrats wanted to pass.
He's doing that. I'm not sure I understand. And you're bragging about this.
Yeah.
50 years I've had this right. And here you've snatched this right out of my hands. You've taken my right.
No, he didn't. Menopause took that. Okay, Whoopi, your well has dried up. You don't need an abortion, so shut up. And even if you did, you can get in your private flight or wherever you travel with and go wherever you want to go. Get 17 abortions. Start flying ladies to other states with all of your money you make from propaganda in to get their abortions if that state, decides the will of the people says no. But here she is talking about 50 years, my right. See, after I done already had my baby and I'm all dried up and shriveled up and stuff. But you know what? It's still my right.
As a woman, to make decisions about myself, and you're bragging to me, and you want me to give you my vote?
Anything that he says could be translated to the following.
Dummy number 2.
Because he doesn't have any principles.
Right.
He doesn't have any principles, says the people supporting the party who wants unlimited terms when it comes down to abortions. But he doesn't have any principles. He says whatever he wants. He doesn't have any. Man, you cannot get dumber than those two on the View. They are purists, man.
He doesn't believe in anything.
Virginia's governor says he has no regrets on his comments earlier this week defending...
Well, that sounds like a man with no principles. No regrets after he got up there and just said that, fully developed born baby. If we have to, we'll put it down.
Abortion, even as a baby is being born.
Why national outrage erupted after New York's abortion law and the failed bill in Virginia. Pro-life leader...
So New York passed the law. And it failed in Virginia.
Say it shows just how radical abortion supporters are.
This is infanticide that we're talking about.
What?
Republican Ben Sasse blasts Governor Ralph Northam of Virginia for supporting a bill in his state that would have allowed abortion up until and during birth.
Up into and during birth. Where's Whoopi? Because I thought it was against the law. After the baby was born, we got laws that prevent that from happening, which they're trying to go ahead and blow through. And New York apparently already done that. And the Democrats won't come out and rebuke it. They won't denounce it. They won't come out and state what they really want and where they're at with it. And yet they're trying to say Trump's lying on us and saying we're extreme. He's lying on us and saying we're the ones that's radical. But we won't tell you. We won't tell you how radical we are. We'll leave it, vague. Yeah, and they blame it on men making decisions for women.
We're talking about a little baby girl who's been born and is on a table in a hospital or a medical facility. And then a decision or a debate would be had about whether or not you could kill that little baby.
And Trump just mentioned that, and they all said Trump was crazy and was lying. They all did, including the two dummies on The View.
But yesterday, Democrats claimed they hadn't heard Governor Northam's comments.
Well, of course they're going to say that. Of course. You know why? Because when people find out how evil these folks are, I don't care if you are like, I love Democrats and this and that. Most folks will go, third term abortion. You think they want to own that? So watch Nasty.
I'm sorry, I just don't know what he said.
I don't know what he said.
Here's what Virginia's governor did say.
Well, here's what he said.
The infant would be delivered. The infant would be kept comfortable. The infant would be resuscitated if that's what the mother and the family desired. And then a discussion would ensue between the physicians and the mothers.
Now, Senator Sasse.
Well, look at that. Look at that. It sounds like everything we just heard those idiots say Trump's lying about.
Is fast-tracking his bill to protect children who survive abortions.
50 weeks, 75,000 weeks, whatever, how many weeks, it's nobody's business. It's you, your doctor, and God.
There it is. Bringing God in that. Yeah, you, your doctor, and God. That's she going to try to go ahead and preach to us.
That's who you have to be conversational to. And it's not mentioned in the Big Ten. I'm just going to
not mentioned in the Big Ten, says Whoopi, the biblical scholar.
Say no. In the Big Ten, it is not mentioned.
The commandments?
Yeah. Because I figured God was pretty clear. Here's the stuff that'll make your life better on earth.
Preach, Whoopi.
Here's the thing. Don't lie, because you don't want people lying to you.
Okay.
Don't mess with somebody's wife, because you're going to be mad if they're messing with you. Just, common sense stuff.
Say, thou shalt not kill.
They believe that. Yes, well, here's the thing.
Uh-oh, she's tripped up. She's tripped up now.
I think thou shalt not kill
means what?
Cannot be used as the block, because we allow wars all the time.
Yes, we do.
The Crusades
we allow the death
were about all these things.
She thinks you got us on this.
Yes. So there is some conversation to be had here. So you can thou shalt not kill for everybody.
Okay.
Yes.
And everything.
And everything. Or we have to talk about all the things that you and I need to do.
Oh, okay. So now, which she doesn't realize, though, when the Bible talks about thou shalt not kill, that is translated into murder. And murder is unjustifiably, unlawfully taking someone's life, not capital punishment, not war, none of that. Yeah, that means you sitting back going, this is an innocent person, ain't done nothing. I'm either going to kill him, take the stuff, kill him because I hate him. And in this case, full-blown developed baby is already born on the table. I think that will fall under murder. So you got to do the translation, Whoopi. Maybe you didn't get the lexicon. Maybe you don't know the Greek and Hebrew. Maybe you don't know that. You got to find out what that meant during the... See, she ain't know that, but she just preached a sermon. And then we're going to end with Sonny's sermon, y'all, because Sonny got all spiritual too. Yeah, she took another route, y'all. She got all busted up on the inside. She gonna judge us Christians because we don't support children becoming transformers. And listen, she says we got a responsibility as Christians to open up our hearts to this. Sonny's sermon, y'all. Ha! Where's my
say something about this? I am so angry about this because they are misrepresenting the message of Jesus. They are misrepresenting Catholicism, Christianity. The trans community is 1.6% of our community. And if you know anything about Jesus...
Say Sonny. They misrepresenting the Bible, misrepresenting Jesus. Ain't tell you something. Do you think this woman, this is what's crazy. She's talking about, now I'm mad because I'm a Christian and all of y'all out there who don't agree with these kids and this agenda is making me as a Christian look bad. Because I'm sure the Bible and Jesus would be okay with this. I'm sure about that. So now y'all need to get checked by me as I preach my sermon.
You know that he welcomed lepers. He welcomed prostitutes.
Oh, you got
he
us
welcomed
there.
the least desirables among us in the society at that time.
That was him saying, come unto me and don't remain in the condition that you are. Come in one condition so I can change you and you go out in a different condition. That didn't mean you just simply bring them in and let them remain in the condition that they're in. But here she is. They want to dummy that down as she go ahead and try to, preach a message to us that you could just come in any old kind of way and say, man, I ain't trying to change your fact. I'm trying to change physically into something you didn't create me to be. Accept me as I am. So that means a murderer could come in unrepentant. Man, I'm a murderer, man. Leave me be. Now you said come as you are and remain as you are? No, come in and get changed. But Sonny don't read that scripture. She's just sitting back saying, this seems nice. I once heard something in the Bible that everybody could come unto Jesus. Yeah, of course. Come as nasty and foul as you are if you want to be changed. But Sonny is trying to make it seem like Jesus ain't requiring that. He ain't requiring that.
I was in church on Easter Sunday, and our entire homily at St. Charles Borromeo here in Harlem was about Jesus and about how he got up because of us and for us and gave his life for us. Yeah.
So we could be changed. Yeah, that's right. He didn't get up out that grave so we can remain. But Sonny's sermon says you could just say, I believe in Jesus. He told me to come. Now let me go out and wreak havoc and continue being a hellraiser because he just told me to come. And that's all I did. And that's what that's the message Sonny's trying to preach to us. And she's mad, y'all. See, maybe her church and whoever preaching need to go, well, now, Sister Sonny, I don't think the Bible supports that.
And so for them to be so hypocritical in the name of Jesus is blasphemy.
Oh my God! Somebody, man, so bad. That woman just gave us a sermonette and a lecture about Christianity and said, and if y'all don't accept this, blasphemy. I'm upset with y'all Christians because y'all don't want these kids to go through this. You see how radical the left is? You see how extreme these people are? You see how crazy it's become? This is what we're up against, man. So guys, we're in a cultural battle, and a spiritual battle. If you ain't a spiritual person, you still can recognize the threat to radicalism when it comes down to our culture, our rights, civil liberties, all of the things we enjoy as a free country is in jeopardy. They're trying to shove this down our throat at any cost and stopping the man right now who God is using to stop them. And then if you are a spiritual person, most religions don't even support this. You ain't even got to be a Christian. And they're pushing this crap. Yeah, try going up into a mosque, Sonny, and asking them, hey, do you guys up in here believe in allowing? And see what happened. The infidel woman, take her out back and stone her. Wait, we're in America. We can't do that. You're not allowed to stone women in America? Don't do it. Take her back to, and then do they stone her? Here she is. It's unreal. So God bless y'all. God bless America. Thanks for hanging out with me, man. We was over 400 and something people at one point. So please continue to hit that like button as we got 550 likes. Thank you. Appreciate that. If you haven't hit the like on the way out, buzz a beater. Don't forget, I'll be back tomorrow, Lord willing. And don't forget, check out Kevin's Corner store if you want to. And that number right there, text MAGA 2. And follow me on all of the other social media platforms. And if you want to, help out the channel in other ways, you can do that through my fundraising link below. Okay? So let's get out of here. Tomorrow, y'all will get a chance to see Gizmo at its best. All right. And I'll see y'all next time in Kevin's Corner. Stay away from the crazy. This is our city. Yeah. See y'all tomorrow. Take care.